You're listening to a Weeby Geeks Network podcast.
The Dining at Disney podcast. The Dining at Disney podcast.
You know the thing about good food? It brings folks together from all walks of life.
Your ultimate source for the wonderful world of dining at the Disneyland and Walt Disney World Resort.
If you are what you eat, then I only want to eat the good stuff.
The Dining at Disney podcast. And now your hosts, Kristen and Bubba.
Welcome to another episode of the Dining at Disney podcast. We're your ultimate source for delicious discussion about dining at Disneyland and Disney World. I am Kristen, your host and foodie, and along with me is my co-host Bubba. He is a former cast member and a restaurant guru. And today's discussion is going to be all about Disney World food news. So let's go ahead and dive into our first story, which is about some new restaurants that are coming to Disney Springs. We have posted and shared about the fact that Portobello Country Italian restaurant, that place is currently closed. It is going to be rethemed with all kinds of new menu items, and it's going to be featuring dishes inspired by executive chef Tony Mantorano. Also coming later this year is going to be Wine Bar George, and it is going to be run by Master Sommelier George Milanotes, and he's bringing his expertise about wines and foods to go along with that to a new restaurant. The Edison, which we've talked about before, it's got that industrial Gothic look to it, and it is currently under construction. We do know it is going to be open later this year, and it is part of the Pantina restaurant group. Don't know a whole lot about it. We've just seen the concept art. Cannot wait to see what's coming to that. We do know that it's going to be quite entertaining. You'll see contortionists, aerialists, DJs, and other kind of live entertainment going on there. Nice. But recently announced has been two restaurants that will be coming in 2018. The first one is Jaleo, and it is by Jose Andres. It's part of the Think Food Group. It's going to open up on the west side and bring spirit and flavors of Spain. There will be an extensive tapas menu that will feature contemporary and traditional Spanish cuisine. So you'll have things like paella cooked over wood fire, hard hand-carved jamon, which is like ham, and wood-grilled Iberico pork. Currently, there are 5 locations, and that is in the United States and Mexico City. This, however, will be the first location located in Florida. It says the first floor of the multi-level restaurant will feature grab-and-go storefront with Spanish-style sandwiches. This is going to be a multi-layered restaurant, and I have been to Spain, and I've got to say, I am really excited to see a tapas restaurant opening featuring Spanish food. This is going to be a lot of fun, and I know it's got to be delicious.
Tapas are that type of food is really good. We just had one open up here in my town too, and it's very popular right now.
I loved it when I went to Spain, and we did tapas, and we went to some of the places that had the, grab and go style sandwiches. And to me, it was just a lot of fun and really good. I mean, there's ham themed restaurants where everything is different kinds of ham that you can get. So I think this is going to be pretty exciting and really good. The only thing I'm thinking Disney still needs to add is a Thai restaurant.
Oh, really?
We do not have that. As big as Disney World is, it needs one. I do have some sad news for some of you, but there's good news that's following it. On August 1st, Wolfgang Puck will be closing its doors in West Side. Now, this restaurant's been there a very long time, but I will tell you, the good news is Wolfgang Puck will be opening a new concept called Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill, and that is going to come to Town Center. And this is going to be a modernized traditional bar and grill concept. So you have traditional farmhouse with a touch of elegance to it. Wolfgang Puck is, as many know, a very popular, world-renowned chef. He's got a restaurant, Spago, that is his flagship restaurant in LA, and he is known to cater major award shows and things like that. This new restaurant is going to highlight the best of his signature dishes with Mediterranean influences. So you'll see comfort food classics as well as handcrafted specialty cocktails, beer, and wine. And I cannot wait to hear more about what will be coming with those two new restaurants. Wolfgang Puck, I have always been impressed with his food. I can say the past couple times that I have been to the restaurant, the service has been lacking. So I'm hoping with this new location, along with good food, I'm going to have good service too.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah, hopefully.
And I know, Bubba, you've got a story for us about one of the restaurants over at Epcot.
Yes, Coral Reef restaurant. So they are coming out with a new, some new dishes for the menu from Chef Keith Shockling, and they are going to feature. Man, seeing the pictures on these, they're unbelievable. They're plated beautifully. Will I eat them? If I was there, I will see maybe. But for starters, they have the charred broiled octopus with nori sushi rice, sesame slaw, and a soy reduction. A lump crab cake with watercress citrus salad and a classic remoulade. Seafood salad with the Gulf shrimp and mahi in a citrus marinade. And it has a little kick of serrano peppers. Serrano peppers. I've had those before. Those really did kick my butt that one time.
They are pretty spicy.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago. Yeah, I had that. But a little sweetness from mango sorbet and a crisp plantain chip, and a seasonal house salad for. And then for summer, the mixed greens, raspberry vinaigrette, fresh berries, feta cheese, and sunflower brittle. Now for the entrees,
sunflower but brittle. Have you?
No, I've never even heard of. I've had peanut brittle. That's probably the only brittle I've ever had. So I'm very skeptical on what that is.
I might have to try that.
So I would take it. It's the sunflowers that are inside the seeds, and maybe they're chopped up and made into a brittle. I don't know. It could be. We'll see. You're going to be trying some of this stuff hopefully soon.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Some of the new entrees include one from land and one from sea. The tuna bowl with spice crusted tuna, rice noodle, charred bok choy, crisp shiitake, and pickled vinaigrette, pickled vegetables. And broth. What's good about this, you can substitute tofu for tuna if you prefer. And then by land, you could do the bone-in roasted pork chop with potatoes, creamy pimento cheese, braised greens, and a honey barbecue vinaigrette. Oh, that sounds delicious right there.
See, I like tuna, so that's that spice crusted tuna.
So that's spice crusted for you.
Definitely my kind of dish.
And then bone-in pork chop. If they get a good size of that, you can go to town on that. That sounds delicious right there. And then they're bringing in a dessert, which is a rich citrus bread pudding with whiskey sauce, candied pecans, and salted caramel gelato. So reservations are recommended for the Coral Reef. If you want to make a reservation, you can go to Disney World disneyworld.com/dining, or you can call the number, which is 1407 WDW DINE. So go make those reservations for the restaurant. And then if you do happen to dine there, let us know what you guys think of it. Post some pictures on our Facebook page. I would love to see what that pork chop looks like. I definitely would.
I will say one thing. If you're looking to dine at the Coral Reef during Food and Wine Festival, get those reservations as soon as possible, because all of the Epcot restaurants are very difficult to get during Food and Wine.
Okay. That's a good tip.
And I have 2 more stories for you. One is the Delicious Disney Dining Series. They've been doing this series, and they've got one coming up. It's going to be June 28th. And this one is a tribute to the 10th anniversary of Disney Pixar's film Ratatouille, my favorite Pixar movie.
Yes.
And it's going to take place at Citricos, which is at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa at 6:30. And it's going to feature Ratatouille. Coming up on July 19th is going to be at the Flying Fish, which is at Disney's Boardwalk. Again, this is also at 6:30. Seating for these 2 dining events is limited, so make sure you make reservations. To do that, you'll need to call 407-939-5773. And for those of you looking for something to do on July 4th, you can head over to Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa and enjoy a cookout at the resort's summer house. That's going to be from 7 to 8:30. After dinner, you'll head over to the Grand Floridian Marina for sweets and a view of Magic Kingdom's special July 4th fireworks. They did say that if it rains, they're going to be moving that event to the convention center at the resort. The cookout will include items like grilled steak and shrimp, plenty of side items. You'll also have more classic dishes like hot dogs and baked beans. They'll have specialty drinks, beer, and wine. There will be a live DJ to entertain you, as well as craft for the kids throughout the evening. The cost of this is $120 plus tax. Gratuity is included. If you are ages 3 to 11, it is $59. And this you can make reservations by calling 407 WDW Dine. And I got to tell you, having grilled steak and shrimp added to that sounds awfully fun. So that is all the news that I have about Walt Disney World. So thanks so much, guys, for downloading the show, watching this on iTunes, streaming it on Stitcher. We are part of the Weeby Geeks Network. Make sure you tell your friends, like, and subscribe to our feed. If you get a chance, please visit iTunes and give us a 5-star rating and review. We would absolutely love that. We'd like to know what you're enjoying about the show and what you would like to see more of. You can also hit us up by email. You can email us at podcast@diningatdisney to give us some questions, comments, show discussions you'd like to see. For those of you that would like to support the show, you can do that by shopping our affiliate links. We do have Garden Grocer in the Disney store. You can pick up one of our ebooks or one of our books from our friends from the Disney Parks podcast. Both Tony Casanova and John Donahue's books are available via our website. And we do have a Patreon account. So you could donate as little or as much as you like. So, as little as just $1. Anything you can do to help us out, put a little money in our tip jar, we would appreciate it. Bubba, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at big_Bubba_B. Try to keep up with the Disneyland news. You can see my trip reports. When I go, I just went a couple days ago for Summer of Heroes, so check that out. And on the Dining at Disney Facebook page also.
As far as Dining at Disney, you can find everything at diningatdisney.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Periscope, and of course, subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks so much again for listening, and until next time, bon appetit.
This podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company or its holdings and is intended for entertainment purposes.